Well, hello everyone. Welcome to World at War Comics podcast. My next special guest, who's been here a couple times now, Jordan. Is always great to have you, man. Jordan Plosky. He is the co-founder of Zoop, and we're here today to talk about a pretty cool project that's going on in Zoop right now that fans could get their hands on. But before we get into that, Jordan, how are you today, my friend?
Another day in paradise, man. What can I say? Working in comics, working with, games and all the fun stuff that I love. No complaints, man. No complaints.
Glad to hear it, man. And speaking of games, man, I don't think a lot of people realize Zoop and games, man. You're about to head in a direction I think is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of fans, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, when we launched Zoop, we were sort of primarily, comics and graphic novel focused. We've had a couple of other different types of projects sprinkled in, but for those who don't know, Zoop is like Kickstarter. But our big differentiator is that we're a full service. So when we work with creators or publishers, we're more than just a platform. We're providing campaign management, we're providing marketing and promotion. We can handle the printing and manufacturing depending on what the project is. We have all those vendors set up and we handle fulfillment. So you know, when you get into crowdfunding, it's a very solo kind of endeavor, right? Like you either have to piece together a team or handle all these things by yourself, the technology, the platform, administrative stuff, financial stuff, the marketing and promotion, and of course figuring out fulfillment, which is a blocker for a lot of people either getting into crowdfunding or, actually, figuring out how to like get hundreds and if you're lucky, thousands of packages out to your backers. So because we actually now have all that infrastructure in place and because we're huge nerds and the team loves games as much as we love comics and because we have an in-house designer that just happened to be a part of the team, it really made sense to kind of like get into the gaming side of things. So our first project, Tommy, to your point, right now live on Zoop, zoop.gg is the website. You can see it. We're actually not just getting into games, we're actually licensing comic properties and turning those comic properties into games. So our first game is a deck building card game featuring Hack Slash. So Image Comics long running, actually 20-year anniversary of Hack Slash right now. We worked with Tim Seeley, the creator of Hack Slash, on a crowdfunding campaign for one of his other titles about 2 years ago. And it was just a really easy, hey, Tim, are you interested in doing a game, kind of thing. And he's not himself a gamer, but he understands that there's a huge market for games and he's really interested in seeing Hack Slash turn into something other than a comic. And so, yeah, we took the property and we created, a deck building card game. It's funding on Zoop right now. We launched last week. We're at over 80% funded right now. So we definitely could use a little bit more people coming through to, get us over that goal. I have all the confidence that we'll get there. I mean, we got off to a really strong start. We're just in that campaign lull that, many people hit. But yeah, this is the first of many projects in that sort of comics to games category that there's like a little niche that we're able to target because we have a lot of those relationships and a lot of that IP is ready for another type of medium. So this one is, the first launch, the first one out of the gate. We have some big plans for it during the campaign and after the campaign. So if you're a fan of Hack Slash, if you're a fan of Image Comics, you're a fan of Tim Seeley, if you're a horror person, or if you're a gamer, tabletop games. I mean, this is a deck building card game. We have a board, there are pieces, so it kind of it fits into a lot of those different categories of tabletop gaming. Primarily deck builder, so sort of like Marvel's Legendary games. If you're familiar with that, that's probably like the best comparison that I can make. Um, Super fun. I've played the game. Me myself, I'm probably the biggest noob out of, our team. Everyone else has a little bit more experience playing games. Like I play Ticket to Ride or, like Monopoly kind of, with my daughter. So
Right.
the fact that we played this and I would consider this, like a level up, like a step up. If Ticket to Ride is like a beginner type of game, this would be more of like an intermediate type of game. But once we kind of like once we got through like those first steps of like learning the game, it was super fun. You really need to be strategic and be thinking about your moves ahead of time and kind of, figuring out the best combos to use with your cards as you're building up your deck to, fight the villains and fight the minions. I think I'm being a little vague, but that's because I'm again not like the best at explaining potentially, the mechanics of a deck building card game. But I could say from someone who um doesn't have, shelves and shelves of games. Super fun game. So hopefully, this translates to everybody who's a fan of gaming.
That's awesome, man. Well, let's take a look at it real quick. I have it pulled up in the
Sure,
background.
sure.
Let's get Zoop up here right now. And yeah, man, I mean, Hack Slash, right? 20th anniversary. Eisner nominated this year as well with
Nice.
Zoe. I mean, I think it's seeing kind of a renewing, right? It's always had this amazing fan base. But man, game plus Eisner nominated, it's a pretty good year for Hack Slash.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tim's having like the craziest year. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
so
sure.
Tim also got nominated for an Eisner for Local Man, his
Yeah.
other series. His baby Hackslash got nominated, like you said, for an Eisner for Zoe Thorogood's. Uh, I don't want to say adaptation, but like
Mm.
her imagining, I guess, of Hackslash. But then he also his other title, Revival, just got picked up as a TV show. He's doing the Masters of the Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. I think I just saw something else like either yesterday or today that he's doing. So he's on fire right now.
It's on fire.
Yeah, so really psyched to be working with Tim. And look, we're fans of Hack Slash, Like I've read this I probably not the full 20 years, but I mean, like I've been an avid reader of Hack Slash. Like I know the lore, and I gotta say, I think we do a really good job of adapting like the narrative and the characters and the slashers in particular from the comics into the game. So if you're a fan of it, you're definitely gonna like the game.
Absolutely. Well, here's the first kind of look at that. If you're listening or watching this and you haven't seen it yet, here's what it looks like. This is kind of the entry level box. We'll kind of go through all the different,
Sure.
I guess, ones with booster packs, one with holographics on the cover. A lot of really cool opportunities if you're a collector. But yeah, I mean, you're doing quite well, man. 20 days left at 16,836. So that's pretty good getting there.
Yeah, like yeah. No, we got off to a strong start for sure. I think we still have some tricks up our sleeve to keep this moving forward. Hey, by the way, just click accept down there at the bottom, and then that'll remove that banner. Yeah, there we
There you
go.
go.
Now you can see more. But yeah, it's funny. Again, this being our first games campaign, we didn't really know what to expect, but I think that we're really pleased with how, the fact that we're really so far to the funding goal already. We're very happy about that. And like I said, I know that we're gonna get funded. The question is how much more above that, are we gonna reach? The interesting thing is, and if you scroll back up, we kind of took a look at this. If you see, it says pre-order now, and then there's three paragraphs. That third paragraph for people who are unfamiliar with Zoop, right? I think the comics community kind of knows who Zoop is now at this point, but this being a game, and if gamers are coming for the first time, if gamers listen to this show, you know, just know that this isn't like the first thing that we've ever done. We've built up our trust with the community, over 3 years now. We have tens of thousands of people who have come and backed campaigns. We've fulfilled over 100 campaigns. We've funded more than $2 million worth of projects for creators. So I just want to try to instill a little bit of faith, because we're not Kickstarter and we're not GameFound, but just to know that we are a legitimate space for crowdfunding, particularly in the world of comics and now in the world of gaming. So just wanted to throw that out there too.
And I would have to say probably one of the fastest growing as well, Jordan. I mean the noise that you're all making and kind of the things that you do from a support standpoint that you won't find in any other crowdfunding platform definitely separates Zoop from the rest of the pack. So it's an amazing platform. I've been impressed ever since I was exposed to it. And then obviously we had you on and gave you the platform to kind of share, and I was just blown away. I think if you're a creator, man, this should be your first stop for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I mean, look, there was already sort of a marketplace for this, right? There was Kickstarter, there was Indiegogo, and we had to figure out, well, how do we differentiate ourselves? And there really isn't that full service anything. Even if you brought on like a backer kit or a marketing person, you still have to figure out, that the printing, the fulfillment, the campaign management, there's just so many pieces for it all to be under one roof. I think saves creators tons of time, tons of stress. Um, yeah, it makes things more efficient, and people know that they're gonna get their product at the end of a campaign, even though it might take a little while. You still got to create everything, but people always get what they pay for. So we're proud of that.
That's awesome, man. All right, let's jump into some of the rewards, right? So I love that there's just entry level $49 you get the game. I think that's very practical. And if you're kind of tight on budget, this is the perfect way for you to kind of jump in. But there are other options with a lot of really cool add-ons if you want to walk through those for us, Jordan, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so yeah, the base game is 49 bucks, 50 bucks. I mean, that's a pretty standard price. I think we're even at the low end of that price. A lot of times you'll see a game like this even without a board at that price. So the fact that you're getting a six-fold board that I think measures like 3 feet by 2 feet or 3 feet by a foot and a half, actually. No, I'm getting this all wrong.
I think it was 3 feet long, and I thought it was.
Actually, I'm sorry. I think it's 27 by 18, and I don't know where I got 3 by 2, but yeah, 27 inches by 18 inches. Beautiful. I, you know, I had a copy of the game. Our marketing people have it right now, so I can't show it. But you're going to see some photos of it. We're going to have some videos that are coming out pretty soon as well. But yeah, so 49 bucks is your base game. 69 bucks, you get the blood foil box edition. So you can kind of see the difference in the two boxes from the $49 version and the $69 version. You're going to get it's limited to only 500 copies between that reward and the reward that's down one level there. But there's only 500 copies of that box that are going to be made. You're going to have that awesome looking blood foil cover for the box. And yeah, and as you can see, I think a lot more people are opting for, like if you scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see most people are opting for like everything that comes in. But the deluxe game is going to be your standard game. That's the box, the board. You have about 250 cards, your character pieces, your health tracker, and some other chits and like little tokens that are going to work to help track things throughout the game. That's your base game. The deluxe game is going to come with 3 expansion packs. And
Mm,
those 3 expansion packs are going to be different action decks. So you're going to have different villains, different minions that you have to do, that you have to fight, different encounters that are going to happen, different types of victims that you actually have to try and save. So not only are you fighting the bad guys, you have to save the good guys too at the same time. And then again, the deluxe game, limited edition, is all of that with that foil cover, that foil box. I keep saying cover because I'm a comics guy, but the
yeah.
foil box. And if you scroll down, you'll see those 3 expansions you can get independently of one another. We're revealing what those expansion packs are throughout the campaign. So we just revealed that first expansion pack. So the main villain of that first expansion pack is 6-6. If you're familiar with Hack Slash, this is the dude that sold his soul for rock and roll. He's sort of like a Motley Crue Kiss ripoff type of dude. But you're going to be fighting him and all of his minions, and you're going to have some victims in there that you have to save as well. So slightly different than like what the main game is.
Mhm.
But still just super fun, gives you a little bit more to play. And the cool thing about this is you can play it yourself. This is for anywhere from 1 to 6 players. So you could play solo, you could play with just one friend, you could make it a whole night, with couples or whatever, especially if you're into horror and lots of blood and other cool stuff like that.
That's
Actually,
awesome.
if you scroll down on the page, you could take a look at the trailer if you want to take a minute
Yeah, you
and
want to
kind
do
of
it?
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Make that full screen, Tommy. Let's go.
How do I get it?
Oh, maybe you can't while it's embedded. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I can. Just that.
I don't know if the audio's coming through properly, but
I hope
people
so.
will get it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that the audio is coming through, at least on my end. I don't know if it's going to come through on the video, but
You couldn't hear anything?
no, just like not
Super,
really, to be honest.
super loud on my side, but
Okay,
weird,
okay.
man. Hopefully it comes through. But if not, Go to Zoop. We'll put the link below and check it out. I mean, it's like a movie trailer. The music, you can feel your heart racing. It's pretty awesome, man.
Thank you, thank you. And if you scroll down a little bit further,
Yeah.
yeah, so here's really like what comes in the main game, in the core game, right? You have your board, you have your box, you have your cards. This is kind of a little bit of the layout, and as you can see, 1 to 6 players. It'll take you anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on, how much time you need to think, between moves and collaborate with the other players, because this is a collaborative game. You are gaining points throughout the game, so you still want to, like for bragging rights, have the most points, but realistically, you're all working together to defeat the victims and kind of save the day.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. It looks so cool.
Thank you, man. And yeah, for people again who are unfamiliar with Zoop, just a little bit more information for you guys here
Yeah.
to build that trust of like, hey, this is a new platform, not a problem. We got you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Very cool, man. And then you have all kinds of here's the expansion packs that you were kind of talking about. So the next one will be revealed. Oh, so it was revealed yesterday, that first
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
six, right?
First one
Sweet.
was just revealed. We'll probably reveal the next one next week, the next one the following week. And the thing is, you could get them now, or you could pay a little bit more once it's revealed who the villain is.
Yeah.
So go
Jump
get that deluxe version of everything before it gets more expensive.
on. Exactly. Very cool, man. And here it is, the 6-6.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. There's a really good close up of the board. And I don't think this picture does justice as to how big the board is. It's a pretty good sized board, which is really awesome, I think, from a collector standpoint. It looks dope.
Yeah, and I have to say, we were all, I think, really pleasantly surprised with the material and the feel of the board, the weight of the board. It was, yeah, I don't think we were expecting it to be like as kind of solid and like awesome as it came out. So we were really psyched about that. We're gonna, I don't think we're changing a thing about the board. We have, some minor tweaks to make, before we go into final production. But yeah, overall, like we're really psyched with how this came out.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
Thank you, thank you.
There's the board, a good close up of the board, the box. Very cool, man. Here's everything that you get. I think this is just kind of the starter, right? Not
Yeah,
including
this
everything else.
Yeah, this doesn't discuss
On.
the expansion packs. The expansion packs we'll kind of get into for those. I think when we said that we revealed the first one, I think it says something like 60 new cards,
Yeah.
in its own tuck box. So, and you saw the design of the tuck box. So,
Man. Awesome, man. And here's a good close up of what the cards look like as you're playing.
yeah, and you're going to be playing as Cassie and Vlad, our
Hmm.
heroes of Hack Slash,
Yep.
and yeah, defeating some of the villains from sort of like the earlier days of Hack Slash,
Yeah.
leaving room for more and more as we kind of progress
Oh
uh,
man.
in expansion packs or different versions of the game going forward. So
Yeah, I mean you could do expansion packs for a long time. I mean 20 years of stories, right? It's
it,
incredible.
exactly. Hey, maybe we do a back to school expansion pack. I don't know.
That would be really cool, man.
Yeah,
Zoe's artwork is just insane.
for sure.
Yeah, she's amazing talent. But yeah, very cool, man.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're psyched about it, and we've got a lot of other great stuff that's coming up on Zoop on top of this. So, we're launching the Jim Starlin Breed Omnibus very soon.
Nice.
So if you're familiar with Breed, from Malibu Comics in the
Oh yeah.
90s, this is going to be a 500 page, tome that's collecting like all 3 volumes of Breed from Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos. Yeah, we got some other campaigns that are live right now. Free for All is from Patrick Horvath,
Ah,
creator of Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees.
yeah.
So,
Some
and
too.
we have some Beneath the Trees stuff there. So if you've been looking for a copy of that book, you can get it signed, you can get it sketched. Um, oh, Swayonce, that this guy Josh
No.
uh Swaby, he's been doing some incredible covers from Marvel and DC right now. He's putting out an art book with us in June. Super psyched about that one.
Look.
Sanford Green there on the right. If you guys are familiar with Bitter Root, and actually Sanford just did that
Yeah.
that Doctor Doom one shot that's blowing up for some reason.
Dude, I have it right here. I was about to read it, man. I haven't got to it yet, but it is exploding. Him and Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah, yeah. So he's on fire right now. We've been trying to launch this campaign with him for over a year. I think we're finally getting to it. Like in the next couple of months. So please keep a lookout for that one. We got an art book from Christian Ward that's coming, who had his own Batman miniseries from DC that was a huge hit last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff that's coming up. Oh, scroll down just a little bit more. This Dark Legacies. So if
Oh
there's
yeah.
any Babylon 5 fans, Claudia Christian was one of the main characters on Babylon 5. This is her graphic novel. This is going to compile issues 1 and 2 into a nice deluxe version of that book. So if you're a sci-fi fan, Babylon 5 fan, come check it out. There's going to be some cool rewards, from Claudia. So if you're a collector of, that type of stuff too, I'm not going to get into specifics, but you got to come check it out. And you could sign up for all these right now,
Yeah.
and get alerted for when they go live. So yeah, super psyched. Yeah.
This is awesome, man. So many good, amazing creators that you have on, Jordan. These are pretty amazing. I'm really excited for the free for all because I got to read a couple pages from Patrick, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, man.
It's a really good concept. I mean, essentially, if you're a billionaire in the world, you like either I think you have to like fight other billionaires
Yeah.
or pay like half your you either pay half your fortune to like to charity so that people can benefit, or you fight for your life against other billionaires.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty relevant in
I think
today's
so.
society.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah. No, very cool, man. A lot of really good stuff happening over at Zoop, Jordan. You must be very proud of where Zoop is today from when it started because you've had a lot of incredible creators come through, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. Look, we have so much coming that isn't even listed there that I'll be back on at some point, Tommy. We're gonna have some real talks because there's some really exciting stuff just bubbling just under the surface. And that's everything from more comics campaigns and art book campaigns to some more of the licenses that we're working on, in the gaming categories. So man, it's been a busy year. It's gonna be an even busier, second half of the year for us. So yeah, all things are going super well. Yeah, couldn't be happier. So yeah, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate this for sure, as always. Yeah, man, I'll be back. Like I said, five-timer jacket.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we'll get you some sort of a jacket, man. A World at War Comics 5-time jacket, man. I love it.
for sure. And before I go, I gotta do this once. All right, we gotta see what
Yeah,
happens here. There we go.
yeah.
Oh,
Let's see.
did you turn yours off?
No, it's on. It's not working. I was gonna turn it off, but I left. There you go. That's what I was trying to do.
Hey,
Oh
there
well.
we go.
Awesome, Jordan, man. Well, I can't tell you how much I always appreciate you coming on, man, spending some time with me. I'll put all the links below, make it super easy for people to get over to Zoop and get your board game of Hack Slash, man. It looks freaking awesome. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed when you get that in your hands. It seems like a lot
Same.
of fun.
Yeah, thank you. And Tommy, thank you for having me as always. Yeah, please support the game, support the other creators who have their projects running on Zoop. The more you come out and support, the more campaigns we can do and the more stuff we can put out for everybody. So we love the support. The creators love the support. We appreciate it. For creators out there who are interested, we do have a form on the homepage. Think if you just go to zoop.gg at the very top, it'll say submit your project. You could fill out a form. We'll check it out and see it there. We're at We Are Zoop on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check us out at all those places. One last thing, actually, I should mention. We are actually doing a crowdfunding campaign of our own. This is an equity crowdfunding campaign. There are 2 weeks left. Equity crowdfunding is slightly different than what you're familiar with in product-based crowdfunding, rewards-based crowdfunding that we do and Kickstarter does. When you back our equity crowdfunding campaign, you are actually investing in Zoop. You will own a piece of Zoop. Not only that, we do have some exclusive comics and covers for people who invest at larger and larger tiers, but you can go check that out at republic.com/Zoop. You can support us. That helps support creators, helps support get you more of the good stuff that you want. So, yeah, I'm done shilling now.
I love it, man. We'll make sure that link is down there too. Congratulations on everything, Jordan, and congratulations on the first board game, the first of many, it sounds like, which is going to be really exciting.
Thank you so much, Tommy. As always, very much appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man. Have a great rest of your week, my friend.
Same to you, bud.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.